Hi, I'm Christina Trauthwein, Editor-in-Chief of Hotel Business. And right now I'm with Heather McCrory, and she's the CEO, North and Central America for Accor. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, tell me about your new role as CEO.
Well, it's a very exciting time to be at Accor in North America. We have just grown in the last 2 years by 32%, so we're significantly larger than we used to be even 3 years ago. So it's a very, very exciting time for growth. We're really looking at increasing the number of hotels we have in the luxury and lifestyle area. And it's definitely our niche market, I think, that we can really focus on in North America, and it's a great time to be part of the organization.
So what are some of the markets you're looking at in North America?
It's a great question. The key markets that we're looking at are generally key gateway cities. So whether it's Miami, whether it's New York, Chicago, all the basics, LA. Also Toronto, we have a little bit of growth, a little bit on the opportunistic side, I would say, in Mexico, which is a hot market right now, particularly in the luxe space. But those are the key markets that we're looking at growing. And anything from a new hotel like the Raffles that we have opening in Boston. In fact, later this week, I'm going to the actual groundbreaking for that,
Nice.
so that's very exciting. And it's our first Raffles in several years that we've had in North America, so that's great. And then we've got a lot of activity happening south of the border. Well, south of the border for me, which is Canada, but it is, we've got the Fairmont Century Plaza opening. Again, that'll be in Q1 of next year, and we have a hotel in Cuba that's opening.
Nice.
And that's our first time we've had the So brand in North America. And then last but not least, we have actually next month opening is the Sofitel Mexico City, and it's in a great location. It's right next door to the U.S. Embassy. It's a phenomenal hotel, and it's the first time in 10 years that we've opened a Sofitel in North America. So we're very excited, lots happening, and very, very positive on the energy that we've got going right now.
And it's so great to bring some of these brands to North America and to that market because, for instance, I have never stayed at a Raffles. I hear amazing things about it, so it's good to, let people here experience that.
Yeah, well, we're really looking forward to opening the Raffles because you're right. It's such an iconic brand and that everyone knows about it. And of course, the Raffles in Singapore just opened.
Yes.
And so that brand is going through a bit of a resurgence, I think, in terms of repositioning in the marketplace, and that hotel will really bring it there. And then I think bringing it to North America, to Boston, is even going to be better for the brand. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
And it really is an iconic brand that we're happy to bring here.
Talking about bringing things, what are you bringing to your role as CEO? Like, how did you go through the ranks at Accor, and what experience and expertise do you feel like you can bring to the CEO role?
So a couple things. I have a significant background both in sales and marketing and operations, so I've covered both of those sides of the equation. And then on top of that, I have also done a tremendous amount of time, well, because I've had a long career so far, but in both corporate office and in the field. So the combination of those two pieces. And then more specifically to the CEO role is that I spend a lot of time with owners and with development and on that side of the equation, which is really what the role is now. It's about growing our company. It's about positioning Accor within North America. And so over the last 5 or 6 years, I've spent a tremendous amount of time with that. Additionally, and I think this is something that's more and more of us have as a talent these days, but for me, for sure, it is something. It's going through transitions and change. So because I've been with the company for a long time, but under 4 different company names and 4 different management groups, the ability to adjust, to be agile, to understand that, okay, it's how do we make this move forward, I think is a unique skill that I bring to the table that I don't spend a lot of time wondering about what it was. It's kind of like, okay, what is it going to look like going forward? So I think those are the pieces.
You have to learn to be flexible
Very
with
much.
with that. So let's talk about some of the initiatives and strategies at Accor. I know there's Accor Live Limitless,
Yes.
and that is the new lifestyle loyalty program. So what about that?
Let me tell you a little bit about that. So that's very exciting. We announced that in the first quarter, in kind of a soft launch because we're not actually launching the program probably till December, maybe even Q1 for an official launch. But it is a great new program. So a couple things about it. And this is probably a little bit from a North American perspective, but Le Club Accor is what our old loyalty program was called, or current one. And so moving to the name Accor Live Limitless, or All, I think is a great thing. So the rebranding of it is a significant part of the new program. And then there's 3 other components. So we're adding new loyalty levels, and so you can aspire to go to higher levels, which I think is really important, particularly for the membership. And then because we have almost 5,000 hotels, because we're in 130 countries, because we have so many brands, so whether you're taking your child to a soccer tournament and you need to go to 21C in Louisville, or whether you are going on an anniversary weekend and you want to go to the Raffles in Boston, we have the wide variety of hotels. But you can actually earn your points at those hotels, and then globally, you have the world as your oyster. You can actually spend your points anywhere you want in the world. So I think those pieces of it. And then the piece de resistance, if you will, is that with our partners, we are also going to have phenomenal once-in-a-lifetime, money-can't-buy type experiences that we will craft with our partners and offer those to the loyalty membership as well, which really makes it more of the lifestyle side of the equation, so that everything that you actually want to do today or even aspire to do will be part of the program and you can earn and or be rewarded with.
So all is the perfect acronym and the perfect segue to my next question, because it's about inclusion and diversity, and I know that's very important to you and to Accor. And you're executive sponsor for the company's Global Rise Initiative. Tell me more about that.
So one of the things that I think Accor has done a phenomenal job and have been doing for quite some time is with diversity and inclusion. And so they had an agenda, used to have it be under a different name, but now it's under the RISE agenda, so RIISE. And it is essentially, it's men and women helping men and women. Where we really focus in on is that Sebastian Bazin, I think probably about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, he partnered with the UN. We were one of the 10 companies that partnered with the UN on He for She, and so increasing the number of men helping women. And then on top of that, they set an agenda that they would have 35% women general managers at all of the different businesses that were associated with that, but in particular for Accor. And in North America, we didn't really hit that mark. Now, there is an issue because in a lot of eco and mid-scale hotels have female general managers, and for whatever reason, the premium and upper upscale luxe, it's harder. And so, of course, in North America, our hotel group is all, or not all, but a good portion of 60 to 70% upscale and luxury. And so we had a little bit of a lower number. And I took it on as a personal challenge that I thought, well, not only did we want to get to 35%, but I think we should get to 50% female general managers. And then part of that is that we understood that it's like, okay, what happens? At the department head level in the hotels, we have equal, 50-50. And then as they rise through the works, it actually seems to disintegrate. And so we went out and we did a study of women who had left the company, women who were still in the company but hadn't moved in a couple of years, and then the young women who were very keen on moving, and kind of got a broad perspective. We hired an outside company to actually do the research and understand it. And then we've taken that research and said, okay, if that's how they're feeling, that's how they're thinking, how do we continue to foster those relationships with women, move it forward? And I actually do believe it takes a concerted effort. I think it starts at the top, and I think that if we don't pay attention to it, we'll end up where we are now 10 years from now.
I understand you're the winner of the Castell Award, and that was announced here this morning. So what does this award mean to you? And I guess what advice, what tips can you give other female leaders?
Right. If for women in our industry, frankly any industry, it generally speaking is a male-dominated industry, and you can actually feel quite lonely at many times throughout your career. And I think that just kind of ignoring all that, continuing to do your very best, and certainly has done well for me. You just have to continue to push forward on your agenda and know what you're doing is right. And I do believe that you get recognized for that. And I think that having mentors along the way is, I actually talk about this a lot, but for me, if you don't have a mentor, and mentors are important for all the obvious reasons, but the really important one is they also push you out of your comfort zone. They know what you don't do well, and they can be very objective about it and help you through that. And if you generally have a good solid relationship with them, I think there's someone who can actually really definitely help you guide and process and get through all of those hurdles, because there's no doubt about it. I don't know if it's any different than a man, because I'm not a man, I'm a woman, but I do know that I think continuing to push through it on a consistent basis is something you have to have tenacity for, and that's something, if you want to get ahead, I think it's a key component.
Well, congratulations on the award.
Well, thank you.
And thank you so much for your time.
It's great to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.